Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. And serial terrible things denier, I can't say the words too early in a video, YouTube don't like it, but we're talking about certain groups that go around doing terrible things, particularly to children. You know who I'm on about. Well, John Swinney is in denial over this, and he's been accused of downplaying this crime. Though his refusal to launch an independent probe into the scandal doesn't help. He's been told that the crime doesn't stop at the border, and we know this. We know this doesn't. There's been plenty of examples of it. And indeed, the police are investigating some of them. And indeed, they're still happening in Govan Hill, which is Nippy's stomping ground. But these gangs are still there, and they need to be investigated and examined properly. But Swinney doesn't want this to happen. And for months now, the First Minister has rejected calls from politicians, the police, campaigners, the general public, the victims' families, everyone, into starting an investigation into the grooming gangs. His Justice Secretary, Angela Constant, another one who refuses to do this. She says she needs more evidence. No, she doesn't. There wouldn't be enough evidence in the world. If this evidence was dumped in tanker loads, it wouldn't be enough for her. Because the one thing that the SNP cannot afford to have is an investigation, because they'd find themselves mired right in the middle of it. They don't call it the SNP for nothing. Several survivors have already come out and spoken about this. I'll be doing probably a video about one of them later. There's a letter which I did do a video about by a woman called Taylor, not a real name, the name she's using. She wrote to him. So he cannot claim that this isn't happening, but he is claiming it isn't happening. He is claiming it's an English-only problem. But, you know, this Taylor has written to a lot of people now, and she's been supported by a woman called Fiona Goddard, who has asked to meet personally with Swinney to discuss the matter. Swinney does not want to meet her. She said she'd be happy to meet him, but his office keeps saying he's too busy, he's not available, etc. And that's not it. What they're saying is he's too cowardly, he's too craven, he's too scared to meet anyone and discuss this, because he knows how deeply involved his party is in a lot of not just the cover-up, of course, but actually and probably of the commitment of these crimes. I just think the SNP they're just a crime organisation. And anything that's nasty and dirty and disgusting, and you peel away the layers, and there at the heart is the SNP. And these men, they're animals, they're paedophiles, they're child rapists, they're scum. And the SNP are enabling them and protecting them and refuse to investigate them. What does that tell you about the SNP? And, more important, what does that tell you about anyone who supports the SNP or votes for the SNP? They're all in the same boat, aren't they? If you vote for the SNP, this is what you're voting for. Thanks very much. Bye.